As you already know, we're in October now. It's the 3rd already. It's only natural that we kind of dabble a little bit in Inktober. You know, I've never really done it. I never even knew what it was about. I've always heard of it, and I always thought people just use ink. But it turns out there's prompts. Found that out yesterday. And there's prompts. And what you need to do is you need to create a piece based on the prompts. Now, I may be sounding very stupid to some of you here, and that's probably because I am. But I didn't know this. So today I decided that in our little episode we're gonna try a prompt. Now, as it is the 3rd today, if you have a look with me over here, in our awesome Discord, Launies has set us up with the Inktober prompt list for this year. And as you can see, it is the 3rd today. I've only done the backpack so far. I haven't done the Discover. But since it's the 3rd, I realized we should probably do boots. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this episode. If you want to join along with me here, grab yourself some ink. I know this isn't going to be done on ink here, but it's the best way I can show you is using it here. We're only going to use black and white for it, so to signify almost using ink. And let's go. I've got the reference ready already. It's ready already. It's in the Pinterest below if you want to have a look at it yourself, and I'm going to go ahead and draw it. So I've picked out my reference. We've got some lovely looking boots ready for action, and what I think is best here is I have this brush, pretty good brush. It looks a little bit like ink. As you can see, it's got like a scratchy feel to it, so I realize this would probably be the best thing to use. Now, I realize this is a good opportunity to get my design hat out a little bit. So we're going to try and design a new pair of boots today. I know it's a little bit different, but we're just going to design a pair of boots. And the whole prompt for this, for these boots, I don't know why I keep repeating the word, is post-apocalyptic survival boots that you would find in like an advert somewhere on the street. You know, it's the zombie apocalypse has been live for quite a while, so now we're finding adverts on this newly established transportation system that humans have thought up during the apocalypse. So this is a new boot that you would find there. I reckon I want to take a lot of inspiration from the reference here, because I love the comically large, what's it called, the tongue? Is this called a tongue? It's not called a tongue, is it? That's what it's called in Polish. Is this called a tongue? Hold on, shoe tongue. Oh, it is. It is called a tongue. Great, so it's got a comically contrasted tongue compared to the rest of the boot, and I naturally want to draw from that, because that is absolutely fantastic. And I want to use the reference a fair bit, but I don't want to just completely rely on it. So I just want to get like the basics of this shoe kind of going. I've never really designed a shoe, and I'm making this a lot more difficult for myself than it should be, because I should start with a flat 2D view, because that's kind of what you want to go with. So I'm going to try and whip up some proportions here real quick, and we'll go for a side profile design of this boot. I'm going to say that word a lot today. But it's an interesting prompt, and like I said, I never really realized that Inktober has these prompts going for them. I don't know why I never thought this, but you know, I never participated in it, and I'm ashamed to admit that. But it is true. I've never ever actually taken part in a Inktober until now. But it's not fully, because I'm not going to do every single one. But what I'm doing here to now come back to the design process and make sure I don't leave that behind is I'm almost cutting away what we have here already, just to create something that's a little bit more lifelike, a little bit more like what I want to go for. Now I have to remember this is a post-apocalyptic shoe. So we're going to have to make sure there's some cool post-apocalyptic features on here. That will definitely include some sort of steel caps, reinforcement things. But we're also making sure we pay attention to the weight, because this can't be a heavy boot. This is something you're going to be carrying around all day on your feet. It's meant to protect you. It's meant to keep them dry. It can be occasionally used as a weapon, so spikes are a necessity. Now, what I'm doing here is I want to implement a couple rules here. So the rule of thirds. So there's 3 spikes here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can see. This is just a kind of a design rule. Usually things look a lot better when there's 3 of them. And also when we go ahead and create variation in sizes, that often creates an image that's a little bit better to look at. Just visually, it's more appealing that way. So let's, I don't want to get too implemented into the details yet, because that's something I end up doing a lot. Usually I get stuck on things that just do not need to be looked at yet. I definitely want an easy slip-on, slip-off system for this. That's just something I need in real life as well, is my shoes need to be slip-onable and slip-offable. It's a requirement. You just need to be able to get in and out of these fast. Like imagine this got stuck on your foot during a zombie apocalypse. What would you do then? What would you do in that situation? I'm going to end up liking the 2D model way more than the 3D one. That's usually what ends up happening. But at the moment, I'm just kind of like blindly putting in things that I think will work. So we're going to have to bear with the design for a moment. Have to be patient, see how this works out, how we go ahead and create something new. And I want to clean it up as I go as well. I'm almost making these armored without making them armored as well, so keep that in mind. Clean this up a little bit. Recently, I'm much more of a fan of cleaning up my artwork rather than keeping it all messy. I want more confidence in my lines. No, that doesn't make sense there, so I'm not gonna add it in, but let's get a cleaner image here going. As you can see, we've already started to establish that a little bit. I'm starting to remove my guides just because they're no longer necessary. They're no longer needed. What about a spike at the back? That would be useful, right? If you needed to like heel punt someone. Is that what it is? The heel? The back? Let's put a couple design elements in here, you know. This is a stylish Nike sneaker boot. It needs to be... Since it's a boot, maybe this should be a little bit higher. Rather than being all the way down here. Oh, actually we can keep that. Keep this almost strap going around here. And this will engulf your foot. Allowing for better protection against any like rain or water getting in there. There you go. That's the design thinking behind this so far. This is I'm making it more and more difficult for myself to then draw this as a 3D one, but we like making life a little bit harder for ourselves. Right, this structure will go around here. The tongue is going to slip inside here. If you're wondering, I cannot be bothered to change the size of my eraser, so therefore I'm just erasing more and just cleaning it up more that way. We got the the shoestring, shoelace, whatever you want to call it. It's got aspects of it showing up here and there. I don't want to have too much shoestring because it's actually, I don't want any, to be honest. This is a Velcro strap because Velcros are actually underrated. Like, we used to have Velcros as kids and they were the best thing in the world. And now, where's the Velcro gone? It's embarrassing if you're caught with the Velcro on. But in reality, it's way more practical. Except it does get really dirty, actually. I'll take that away. The dirtiness thing is a big no. I'll do it as a big strap like this. So there's Velcro here. I'm going to try and indicate that with some lines. Also, I realized since it's in Inktober, I've kind of been erasing stuff where I probably shouldn't. So my apologies for that. I'll actually stop that from now on. It's just something I did not realize. There we go. No more erasing. Even though I've already erased a lot of it, so sorry about that. What you can do with ink, though, what I tend to do is if you have a marker that allows this, you can make like really faint lines with your ink and then build on top of that. That often helps out a little bit. I have some tea here with me as well. All right, now let's add a couple accents of like material being wrapped around here and a couple designs. This will wrap around. Actually, I don't know what's going on here. This is a good opportunity to create like some sort of a ankle protecting thing here. It's almost like armor for your ankles, but something that's just not gonna absolutely weigh you down completely. Let's add a little bit of accent around here again. And so far, the survival shoe is looking like something completely alien. I wanted to do a strap going from here to here. Ooh, which I guess could be the whole strap that goes around the whole thing. That almost makes a little bit more sense. I'll fill it in just to make sure. I should have just disabled Ctrl-Z for this. It's going to look a little bit messy, but if I was doing this with a pen and ink, then it would have as well. So, and then we'll have the other strap that goes from here around here. So, oh, that's wonky. Obviously, usually I'd go for a whole ideation stage. That's not happening right now. Because it's probably going to be a rather shorter episode again, but usually if I do any sorts of designs, I'll do a full ideation thing because I don't always want to go with the first one. The first one's never your best. So naturally, this is probably worse than anything else I come up with afterwards, but yeah, there's our survival boot. Let's delete this, which I know, I apologize, but I just want to get rid of this for the sake of you, the viewer, so you can see a little bit better. This is our shoe. This is our big boot. Boots. Oh, technically, hold on. Let me check that I'm definitely doing the right prompt here. Yeah, boots. Technically, we could have done the monkey from Dora the Explorer. Technically, it's not specified what boots we're supposed to go for here. Okay. And I'll do this a darker shade as well. Fill this in. Lovely. And we've got our loop, easy enter loop. And there's our boot with the little blade on the back. That's a menacing looking blade. That will definitely hurt, and most likely if you're taking off your shoe, you'll get tetanus, therefore ending your survival streak straight away. But that's a worry for whoever actually has to wear it. I'm the designer here. I'm here to make it look cool. But that is a very, very bad way of thinking as a designer. Don't do that. If you are ever in the business of design, do not do that. When I was at university, they specifically taught us to design. Oh, sorry, I deleted it again. Ooh, I'll put it back. They taught us to design for manufacture, for actual real use, for everything you could think of to be real rather than something that's just made up. And that is something I try to live by. Obviously, this is made up, but if for the person actually using it in whatever scenario this is in our fictional world, this is real. This is very real. So I want to try and make it a little bit accurate at least. And I don't know how I'm going to do this here because I've never ever drawn a 3D boot like this. This is the first time. And this is scary, and I feel like everything will go wrong in a minute, but I'm going to trust this process, make sure that it goes well. I'm going to do some rough guides for myself, because nothing wrong with that. This is ink. I cannot delete it. I've already stopped holding my keyboard now, so we're just holding my graphics tablet here. Now, technically, looking at my own reference here that I've created, this goes somewhere like that, and then this will go like this, roughly. Yeah, roughly is looking all right. We'll get to add a couple more design elements that you cannot even see in this piece here because it's 2D. How many spikes did I do? Technically, according to my reference, there's a spike somewhere here. There's a spike down here. And a spike up here somewhere. And then we can add more, I guess. No more the rule of thirds here. This is just simply Spike City. And then we got to remember there's a strap going from here. And then there's a strap going from here. That kind of holds the thing together. So it's got the duct tape / survival aesthetic going for it. Got the Velcro around here. This is all wrapping around the boot, obviously, to create that lovely seal that we have here. How are we doing with this? I reckon it looks okay at the moment. Going into concentration mode here. I'll put the tongue up here. I love the fact that it is actually called the tongue. It's made me a very happy person right now. It's the little things that you got to look out for in life. And then we got these two flaps here, which cannot forget those. I almost did. Then the rest of this shoe is going on around the back. This almost entirely wraps around, which I'll make sure to try and highlight here. And then this technically should go fairly higher, but I'm worried I'm messing up the actual perspective here at this point. So I'll just wait with that for a bit. That actually goes up higher in the reference here that I've created. So I'm going to try and stick to it as much as possible. Again, to kind of explain myself, whenever it goes kind of silent, that's usually me kind of getting lost in the actual drawing itself. So I do apologize whenever you get a bit of silence from me, but maybe you enjoy that. So there we go. I'm liking the look of this. This is definitely looking a lot nicer than I was expecting it to look by the end. I'll be honest. It still looks like a big hot mess, but that's completely okay. We're designing with ink here. This is technically the ideation stage. We're not rendering anything. We can have fun. You know, as a designer, you're actually supposed to be doing things like this. You're supposed to be like going all out. And I realize this isn't real product design here, but isn't fictional product design real as well? Is that the right one? I may have just mixed them up. Fiction, non-fiction. Fiction is made up, I believe. It's been a long time since I've had an English lesson. I kind of forgot that. And most of the books I read are self-improvement books. So those are non-fiction, from what I believe. Anyway, I should stop digging myself a deeper hole here. I do art for a reason, guys. Right. I like this so far. I think we've got a cool boot here. This is definitely something I would buy if I saw it on the side of a post-apocalyptic poster on the bus stop of whatever buses that run during a apocalypse. This is the Survivor Mark V. Survivor. No, I messed up the 5. Can't delete it though. Mark V dot. There you go. That looks a little bit more complex and cool now. Let's add a little bit of shading, and then we can move on from this prompt, because I reckon it's gone pretty well so far. So I'm gonna add a little bit of. I should be shading with the contours, so my apologies there. That should be a little bit better if I do it this way. Do a little bit of shading on the material to kind of make it look like it's some fine woven stuff. Some Gore-Tex, because it's waterproof. There. Look at our shoe. Big shoe. I think that looks kind of cool, actually. This is a top tier product that I would 100% purchase or steal from someone, I guess, in a zombie apocalypse. Let's add a little bit here as well. And since this is a design, we should add some annotations. So, ankle guard. Then we have the spikes. Using our engineer's handwriting, which is nowhere near as good as an actual engineer's. Quick access loop. Yes, quick access loop. And detachable protection. Weapon, maybe. Weapon. And blade. Cannot have a shoe without a back blade, which isn't visible here. I forgot about it. There we go. Add the spike. So there is our let's call it an MK5 on here. We got the branding. It's not a Nike or anything, but I can add a little a little bit of a homage to Nike here. Tiny logos, that's what we're going for. It is, after all, a new age, and big logos are no longer a thing. I reckon they're kind of blown out nowadays anyway. So we're going for the smaller logo. And these are my boot designs for Inktober's Prompt 3. So that's prompt. I don't know why I'm writing it down. I just said it for you. So there they are. There's the boots. Let me know what you think of these. Let me know if yours went well. Did you go for like a design, or did you just decide to copy some boots? Sorry, hit the mic there. Did you decide to copy some boots online and create some of your own? Let me know how it went, and I'd love to see it. If you posted it in our Discord, that would be awesome to see. But let's just go and wrap this up now. So that was a good exercise. Like I said, I haven't really done Inktober stuff before. I tried to keep it as close to ink, and I do apologize for using Control-Z a couple times. Once you draw a lot digitally, it kind of becomes second nature to do it. So I do apologize for that. That's on my behalf. But did you enjoy this? Did you think designing a boot was a cool idea? I reckon it would be fun if you guys tried it as well. I think you'd be able to create something really cool. And like I said, I'd love to see it in the Discord. But with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you were able to kind of sit down and relax with me a little bit doing this. And yeah, if you did enjoy it, then leave a like and let me know what was your favorite part. And consider leaving a sub to the channel for more stuff like this, because I'm getting in the flow of it again. So I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is. And yeah, have a good time, do some good drawings, and take care of your health, because health is wealth.